That's right. Here we are once again. It's the Knaak Show. So excited with you live on Tuesday or whenever you are watching across all your social medias. My name's Mitch Nelles, aka Thunder. Love being the hype guy. Love being here for the Knaak Show. And I don't know if it's Cotter or Eminem, but look who's back. Guess who's back? Welcome back, Tracy Champagne.
I was only gone
Tracy's
for
back.
1 week.
I know, but you were gone, and then you were here, and then you were gone, and then you were here. So it's like becoming a pattern, and we miss you.
Part of the problem is you went almost 2 years without being gone at all. So now when you're gone, it's like, where the hell is Tracy?
Oh my gosh.
See?
I just
We're aggressive.
I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling it.
No, we're aggressive.
Welcome, everybody, to the Knaak Show. My name is Tracy Champagne, and today's episode number 35 of season number 3. I am so glad to be back because they just love me. I mean, how could you not want to be here?
Aww.
And thank you so much to Ben Palmer from Think Local, Wisconsin, for filling in for me last week. My business is Small Business Milwaukee. We do digital marketing, so website design, social media, blog writing, newsletter writing, all those digital marketing things. And today we are talking about life and business coaching. And joining me today, thank you for holding it down last week, my partner in crime, Kim Knaak.
Hey. Ben had a great time last week.
I know. He
really
emailed me
enjoyed
the
it.
next day and said, anytime you want me to come fill in, I'd love to do it.
I think he was like, how are we going to do this? And then he's like, oh, this flow works. He really liked it. So
It was funny because he was like cautiously nervous before it started.
he really was.
And then like once he got into it, and I think that's for our guests too.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guests who are nervous.
Yeah.
But once you get that first question out of the way, you realize it's just conversation. We're just hanging out. We're having a good time here.
It's like, oh, so we don't have to like follow this full thing. No, let's make it
Hello,
conversational.
everyone. Tracy, it's so great to have you back. Oh, isn't that how we're supposed to read the script?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Every time, right.
Well, I am happy to have Tracy back, and she's got some color to her. She's making me a little jealous. I'm a little pale. I didn't get a lot of sun this
I'm not
weekend.
going to say it, but sun's out, guns out.
True story. I mean, she pulled them out too. It was really fun to have Ben here last week, but you were definitely missed. Wah, wah, wah.
True fact.
I am Kim Knaak. My business is Opportunities Knocking. I do digital marketing, some event planning, and all kinds of crazy stuff. Today we have 2 guests. We're Claire Van Zyl and AJ Sue. We're super excited to have both of them here with us today.
And as always, we love to start our show off by thanking our fantastic partners. The Knaak Show every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on all your social media, which means LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook.
I'm on it on LinkedIn right now on my phone, sharing it left and right, all the good things. Yeah.
Is brought to you by Canva. Canva is an online design and visual communication platform with a mission to empower everyone in the world to design anything and publish anywhere. And like Canva is the way to go. Although I was talking to John last week, and he says he still uses Photoshop.
Well, that's his graphics.
Wait.
He's a professional.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to take the non-graphic professionals, and we're going to say...
Is he still Skyping people too?
I think he should really spend more time in Canva, though. I think there's a lot more potential.
Only on Facebook.
Only on Facebook. So last week we talked about this. I have to ask you, did you try the new AI thing in Canva where you can tell it different things and it'll make a picture for you? I used it for my food truck website. I was like, I want a collage of different food truck photos together. And then I made a bigger graphic off of, because I wanted just different foods. And I'm like, I don't want to do all this together. Let me tell you. And it worked in seconds.
Nice.
Oh,
That's so
was
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
A little scary,
cool.
but super
Not scary.
cool. No,
No,
that
I'm
it's
not gonna
that
be scared.
smart.
Nope, I'm not going to be scared by AI. I'm
When Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up in your living room, are you going to be scared?
maybe if he shows up.
Like if he's the Terminator.
Maybe if he shows up. It
just
depends
checking.
on what form he's in.
Fair, yeah, because he turned into a good guy by the end of the series.
Exactly. Well, while we're here, we should thank our hosting sponsor, Expansive Workspace, where we broadcast the Knaak Show every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Yes, I said it again, 10 a.m. live. Expansive is a great place to work, wonderful community to be a part of. We're in the Tosa location. There is a location downtown Milwaukee and 42 locations throughout the country. I bet that's expanding even. Expansive is expanding,
Expansive is
Visit expansive.com for more.
We could ask Abby, right?
We could ask Abby.
She knows stuff.
She does.
She does know lots of
She
stuff.
does.
So we are very, 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 very thankful that you have come to watch the Connect Show. We think connecting is a huge key to building small business. So please tell your friends, your family, your parents, your cousins, your siblings, your sisters, your kids about our show. And if you have a topic that we should be discussing, please email us at ideas@theconnectshow.com.
I just got so good at that now. We have to thank our guests again from last week, Bill Vincent and Dottie Posto. We talked about coaching and what that word means to you. That was a big one.
Yeah, that was
What does it mean to you,
and what's
Tracy?
your first reaction
Yes.
when you hear the word coaching?
Mhm.
We didn't get yours last week because you
Mine-
weren't here. So
I did. I put it in the.
oh yeah, you
did.
put it in the
thing.
chat. You're
I
right.
said
You're
it's
right.
like food. There's so many varieties.
Yeah, we
Yes.
went pretty
Yeah.
deep just off of her
That's true.
her little quote because was it Ben that did a mic drop? There's
Yeah.
different foods and there's different. Oh, what did he say? I don't know. It was great. It was really, really great. So, anyways,
Oop, back up.
no, we're not
No,
backing
we're
up.
good. We're
We're
good.
moving on.
Okay,
Mitch,
okay.
why don't you tell us about our guests today?
Absolutely. Super excited for Claire Van Zyl and AJ Sue, who are here today. Claire is a member of Toasted Toastmasters Club, and she was the world champion. The world is kind of like Giannis. She was the world champion of public speaking in 2021, the first person ever from Africa to win this coveted award. She is from Cape Town, South Africa, so super excited to just hear her super cool accent. She's only the 6th woman to win this contest in the 80-year history of the World Championships of Public Speaking. So first person ever from Africa, 6th woman ever to win it. And I also have to ask her, because she has on her email signature, house and pet sitting, that she or her company provide lots of pet sitting so that pets can stay in their, in their habitat when you go away. I remember we had a dog years ago that we had a dog sitter, and the dog would come back smelling like 40 different dogs and cigarette smoke,
Yeah.
which we actually liked the socialization for the dog, but it was definitely not home base for our dog.
Right.
So kind of want to ask her, what's that all about?
That's cool. I boarded dogs, and
Okay.
I have had dogs come back with no voice because they bark the whole time.
The whole time.
The
Yeah,
whole
it's-
time.
It's
Cool,
hard.
cool.
AJ Sue is here as well. AJ, I believe's first name is Aloysius.
That's
I think I
amazing.
found that. I'm really excited for that. He's a woodworker, a rollerblader, and a bacon lover. He also loves camping and trains. I know he just got back from a camping trip, so that's exciting. He's from Oakland, California, and he went to Cal Berkeley. And I will say that having a wife who went to Stanford and Cal don't get along very well at all. So we'll see if there's a little, like actually Bill, like last week there was with me and Bill, because he went to Homestead and I went to Nicolay. Stanford and Cal are like next level. But AJ also tells a great story about during the Great Recession of like 08, 09, he got laid off from Land's End, and it kind of propelled him to where he is today. So, when we talk about the failures that have guided us to our successes today, I think there's a lot to be learned from either opportunities missed or jobs that we thought we were going to be at for our entire lives. I have, when I went to Children's, I was there for 3 months. I thought I was going to be there for the rest of my life, and then pandemic and life happens. Yeah. So great stories. Can't wait for Claire and AJ to join the show. Back to you, Tracy.
Well, everybody remember the Connect Show is better when it's interactive. I'm over there.
there.
You're over there. Mitch is over there.
Do you need
me to move it?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. So please add your comments in the chat. We will bring them up and add them to the conversation. This is a great opportunity to get expert advice, help your business grow, and connect with new people.
We are all volunteers here at the Connect Show. If you'd like this show and you want to get involved, email us
Oh, wait,
at
you checked in Claire this month? We all got paid.
rude,
That's just mean.
rude,
Just
and
kidding.
ruder.
Just kidding.
Well, anyways, if you'd like to get involved and be not paid like me, you can email us at ideas@theconnectshow.com. We want to thank everyone involved and those of you that contribute via the chat. We may not be paid financially, but I have gained so much being on the show, being almost, over 2 years. I don't know however long I've been meeting people. You get exposure, and the stuff that I've learned is so cool. So yeah, it's great.
Our quote for today: we love the challenge. We love putting ourselves out there in front of everybody, open to criticism, open to everything, but to compete for it. And that's A Beautiful Thing by Eric.
Spoelstra.
Thank you.
So Eric Spoelstra is the head coach of the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Who last night they were leading. First of all, they beat the Bucks in 5 games. So we're kind of salty We're a little salty, but they proved they belonged there because they then beat the Knicks in either 5 or 6 games. Then they were up on the Celtics 3-0. The Celtics won 3 in a row, and no team has ever won after being down 3-0. No team has ever won 4 in a row to win a series. The Celtics were at home last night, and the Heat whooped them. And so I looked for a quote from him from post-game after the game. And what I really wanted to glean from this one is that concept of like open to criticism, open to everything, being open to all the things that we're working so hard to accomplish in our lives. It doesn't all go swimmingly all the time.
No. Right.
And there are challenges in front of us. And how do we deal with, when there's criticism, when somebody doesn't give us a glowing review, when there's a challenge that we think is too hard to overcome, how do we compete for it, from a sports analogy?
I think as entrepreneurs, we are open to more criticism than a 9-to-5 employee. They get their criticism from their manager, but we get criticism from everyone around us, whether it's competing businesses, your clients, your family members, your friends. People don't understand it till you're kind of like in it. But as an entrepreneur, I also think we're more open to it. Like this says, we're open to the criticism. Take it in. What you do with it is on you after that. So.
Unless, of course, you're getting in your own way, and then you need a coach.
Yes.
Yes. But if you realize that, then you're open to a coach, which I think is a big deal as well. But it can also be hard. There are times as small business owners or solopreneurs, or even if you have a job in the corporate world, where you've taken enough, where you're open to criticism, but it still can beat you down sometimes. Absolutely. And so you have to remember that concept of being kind to yourself. And sometimes you do need to take a step back and just reset. Even if that person's right, or even if I did something wrong, it's okay to reset.
And paying attention to where the criticism is coming from is a very important thing.
And then
because it may not be you.
You mean Freddie on the internet?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's absolutely true. And where is the criticism coming from? Are they coming from a good place? Are they coming from jealousy? How much knowledge do they have about your situation when they're criticizing? Because I've heard other people definitely say, I'm not going to have a broke person teach me how to become a millionaire.
Right. So it just doesn't work that way.
No.
So,
right.
So quote of the day, Eric Spoelstra. Congratulations to the Miami Heat, who will now face the Denver Nuggets in, as my mother-in-law says, the Super Bowl of basketball.
Well, Miami actually has a team that looks like they might be able to do something, right? Miami isn't known for great sports teams too
No,
much.
I mean, they've won, when they had LeBron, they won a little bit. Yeah. And they're actually in the hockey finals as well, the Stanley Cup finals. Yeah,
But
and they were an 8
great.
seed there too. The Miami Dolphins, not great.
Football is not great.
No.
So
that's true.
that's my sport to watch anyway.
Yeah. Nice.
So let's get this party started with our question of the day. Short, very powerful question. Question is, how do you eat an elephant?
Bird by bird. Oh, wait, I crossed.
I use a fork and a knife.
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. So the classic answer is one bite at a time, right?
Yeah.
But, the bigger question with that is, when you have a big, daunting something in front of you, and I think this leads into life coaching and business coaching, when you have something big and daunting in front of you, how do you approach it?
Yeah.
And are you able, as much as we've all told ourselves, you can only do one step at a time. I think, again, all my analogies, sports analogies right now, because the game outside, but like the Celtics got down by 15 last night, and I think, and their star player was hurt. He hurt his ankle. So their next star player, I think, tried to make 10-point baskets. Like, he was just taking crazy shots. He turned the ball over a lot. He was trying to come back all at once. You can't do it. If you're down by 15, you got to hit a 2-pointer. You got to hit a 3-pointer. You got to get to the free throw line. You do it point by point. You can't hit a 10-pointer and all of a sudden be back in the game. No. Similarly, in life, you can't all of a sudden, jump 5 steps of a project that you want to accomplish and do and skip over all the other parts, because it's going to come back on you.
Yeah.
And we've all done it.
The most hardest part for me in eating that elephant is I can eat like half the elephant without a problem. And then I get to the middle of it and then I get confused on which way to go next.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah,
do I
okay.
go to the foot or the back?
trunk?
Like, which way?
Interesting. So, and I always use I use the elephant question here, but there's a book called Bird by Bird, which is about writing, which is the same exact concept. So, the author's brother, when they were 10, had a book report due on birds, and he hadn't done any of it. It's the night before. He's got 8 books from the library, and his dad was a writer as well. So he comes to the kitchen table, he throws all the books, he's crying, he has no idea how he's going to get this report done. And the dad says, you gotta write a report on birds, right? And you gotta write all these birds, right? You know how you do it? Bird by bird.
Bird
And
by
I say
bird.
that in my Ted Lasso accent because in the second episode of Ted Lasso, he also referenced Bird by Bird. And I got so excited because I love this book. And it's not just a book for writers, it's a book for life about getting things done. It's very similar to the elephant analogy. It's like you can only do, one bird at a time, one bite at a time.
I think I could take more out of the bird by bird than eat an elephant. The thought of that is so overwhelming to me.
I will lend you my copy.
Yes, I would
It's
love
great.
that.
And it's a quick read. It's like 3-page chapters. Like you go boom,
I would
boom,
love
boom.
that.
It's
I need
excellent.
the quick reads for
love
sure.
it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. John, do we have anyone commenting
John
on
Taylor
elephants
is here.
or birds in the chat today, or are we pretty quiet?
John is in the building, though. I see
While
him.
we're in the chat, make sure you let us know where you're coming from. John will throw them up on the screen. Even if we don't shout you out, we will see you when we watch replays. So if we're
Absolutely.
in the middle of conversing. I
Right.
do believe that
Wait,
we have...
do we have a transition first?
Yeah.
Or just go right into it?
I know what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
unfortunately, sometimes when you're coming from South Africa, we do have some technical issues going on. So we're hoping to be able to get Claire on, but if not, we're going to move into... Sorry, I just have to make our way through some stuff.
We're gonna go to AJ?
And
Okay.
I think that if Claire's unable to do her camera, can we still do her vocally?
Audio?
He's saying let's.
We're going to jump to
go.
AJ first, and
We're
then
going
we'll
to
see
jump
what
to
we can do.
AJ. John's continuing to try to work with Claire in the background. She is in here. She wants to see you all, but unfortunately, we can't see her. So let's move on to guest AJ Sue. AJ is a seasoned small business coach who helps his clients fail less, grow faster, and have more fun. I had to say that slow because those are big things. Doesn't sound like big words, but those are big things. His 12 years of coaching, coupled with his deep background in finance, planning, and strategy at national companies spanning wholesale manufacturing, retail, and service industries across B2B and B2C, gives him a unique and powerful perspective on how to make your business go and grow. Welcome to the show, AJ.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. We're going to start right off and refer to the audience question. How do you eat an elephant?
My way and with friends.
My way and with friends. I like the with friends. I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah.
With friends. You
It's
get
a
through the
huge
elephant
animal.
faster.
It's a huge animal, and you don't have to eat it all yourself. And I think we've all been there. Honestly, there's just stuff in my business, in my life, I am not qualified to do. And I would rather bring the friends along who are the experts in the ears or the legs or the trunks or whatever it is. And I'll eat whatever I'm good at.
I like this. So I think I will bring the friends around. They can eat the elephant and I'll eat the side dishes. I'll make and eat the side dishes. They can eat the elephant.
Good luck with that.
Right.
I will ignore the elephant.
No, I'm there to support all my friends. They can all eat.
That's right.
They're hungry.
Perfect.
It's always more fun to eat with friends anyway. And that's
Right.
a lesson of life, right?
For
Everybody
sure.
thinks about that question. They say, I'm going to eat the elephant one bite at a time. Ridiculous.
It is true. You know how long it would take you to get through that elephant? Like that could feed you for a whole lifetime. By the time you get to the end of the project, you're dead.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sick of all that gray stuff.
Right. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
Fair.
Get resentful. You lash out at people.
Oh,
Like,
we're getting grossed out over here in Studio A5. I don't know.
It started out great, but then like a pound in, I realized there's 10 tons left.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great point. Invite all your friends.
So on to some of your coaching questions and ideas. What are some of the most common challenges faced by small business owners other than eating the elephant?
Well, I think the question of the day is actually very much the biggest challenge, because the small business owners, uh, they're super passionate about what they do. I say like their cupcakes, and they have a misconception that perhaps they're supposed to do it all on their own. They need to eat the elephant by themselves, and in so doing, they get in their own way. Kim was talking about that. They just get in their way, and if they can bring an expert with them, a friend, to take care of that part, the accounting, the legal, the bookkeeping, the digital marketing, and just concentrate on their cupcakes, they're going to have a lot more fun, and the business is probably going to thrive a lot better as they spend a little bit of time and money to have other people help them. I think that is the biggest challenge for small business owners, that the ones that aren't thriving, at least the ones that are thriving, they get it. They get people to take care of the stuff that they don't want to take care of, and they're not great at taking care of. I mean, I'm watching you three, and you got all this team behind you, or right in front of you, behind the camera. They're doing all this technical stuff, trying to help Claire from South Africa get her digital video stuff online. You guys are going, oh, I'm so glad I have these people to take care of this. And you're doing what you're really good at.
Otherwise, we'd be waiting like, we're trying to help Claire. Sorry, show's not starting. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing point.
So you said cupcakes. What do you mean by, because I've heard that phrase before. Can you explain the cupcake thing a little bit more?
Metaphoric. Everybody's good at something, and everybody in small business has passion for something. I use cupcakes because everybody gets what a cupcake is. It's simple, and you could build a business around it. A baker might like bread or cupcakes. I really like small business coaching. I love the conversation. I love the challenge questions. But there's all the other things that aren't the passion item, the focus of the business. Digital marketing, you may love the impressions or the content, the creative, but not everything in your business is something you love. The cupcake is what you love if you're a cupcake small business entrepreneur.
A client that's a baker, and I think about all the layers to a cupcake. You have the liner, you got me on a whole tangent right here just thinking about a cupcake. It's nothing to do with the cupcake, but right. There can be so many layers, or it could be super simple. It could just be the cupcake in the tin, and that's it. Wow.
As business owners, we see so much more sophistication in our special thing, our service or our product, that the public may never see. Our customers will not understand the complexity of our product. They only understand that they love our product, and they don't have to worry about that. That's why they've come to us to buy something that they could get. In the cupcake example, my mom made cupcakes. Was she a cupcake entrepreneur? No. Should she have been? I don't think so. Could she have been? Surely. But somewhere there's a cupcake entrepreneur that just loves cupcakes in every aspect. He or she dreams cupcakes 24/7, and they wake up and they make more cupcakes because they want to give them or sell them to people. And that's what puts them into business. Not the bookkeeping, not the digital advertising, not the banking, probably not the management of their employees. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to make cupcakes. And that is what is true about every single small business entrepreneur. They come to their business through passion for something. And usually it's fairly focused. And often they muck it all up by getting a little bit too broad. They might add donuts or cakes or baguettes when they just really love cupcakes.
So how does a small business owner then narrow that down so they can become successful?
So the other thing about our parents saying who the favorite child is, this is like, we all have a favorite child, but we're afraid to say it. By the way, I love both of my girls. They're both terrific. But having said that, we are too expansive in what is good and not discerning enough to what is great. And what we should be working on is what is great. Cupcakes are not donuts. I'm sure most people that make a cupcake could make a donut, but they should really make cupcakes if that's what they've been working on or dreaming about for their life. They know how to make cupcakes better than anyone else. And then if they're only making cupcakes, they got to recognize that making, let's say, 40 kind of cupcakes probably doesn't make sense, because 80-20 rule, Pareto optimality, says there's 6 cupcakes that make 80% of the revenue and the profit. So how do you remain compelling, and how do you remain profitable in what you make? You got to skinny it down a little bit, almost universally. There are too many solutions that are being offered. Focus in on the ones that count, add some seasonal flavor around it or some slight variations, and go to town. But don't be too broad. Focus. Pick a lane. I just need to work on my cupcakes. But I need paying customers.
We're waiting on John.
I
Oh, that
love
was Emily.
Emily, yep.
Thank you, Emily. I love it. That's great. All these cupcake
Do you
analogies.
sell Does Emily actually sell cupcakes?
No.
No, but for her, it's websites.
Yeah.
Her cupcakes are
equals
websites.
for her. Yeah.
Nice.
She's a
Yeah.
website web developer, so that's great. Thank you, Emily. Oh, we got a cupcake emoji. I love a good
Aw.
emoji.
Hey, Dan. Picking your cupcake, it's really cool, right? It's like maybe you only sell the chocolate and vanilla ones, or the ones with sprinkles are extra, and you can price them differently. Giant cupcakes, small cupcakes. Oh, have you guys bought those mini cupcakes from the cupcake stores? They're so damn cute.
AJ, we gotta stop the cupcake. I'm gonna leave right now in the middle of the show.
No more cupcakes.
And go to Whole Foods across the street and get some cupcakes. Yes, we gotta.
I want to go back. I want to go back to Stanford, man. You're Stanford, and I actually wanted to make a comment about Stanford.
Oh, here we go.
Great university.
Oh, you just cut him off, John.
Many of my friends attended Stanford. Great education. They are super people, despite Stanford. I don't understand the redwood tree thing or having your mascot be a color. But having said that, it's a great university. And the big takeaway for me about Stanford is that they're powerful because they're good enough for people to loathe. It's good enough to people to love, good enough for people to loathe. You know, it's like when I send someone off into the world as a friend or whatever, and I'm just saying bye or head off, I say, do something that is really, really good, or do something that's really, really bad. But don't do anything in the middle, because it's really boring as tears. It's terrible.
I'm stuck in the middle. I think I'm stuck in the middle with that. Interesting.
I mean, you got to stand for something, right?
Yeah.
You got to stand for something.
It's why we all hate LeBron, right?
I haven't seen this name in forever. Van Nut. So happy you're watching us
okay.
today. Cupcake with bacon on the side. You know, Van,
bacon on the top of the cupcake.
They make
You
bacon
put
cupcakes. They make bacon cupcakes, Van.
But
Absolutely.
But AJ also is a bacon lover, so
Yeah.
So yes.
Van and I go a bit back with the Middleton Chamber of Commerce. And Middleton
Oh, sure.
just off the hook. It's a great group, powerful, huge, and highly participatory membership. Van and I go back 12 years there. Right after I fired,
So
Van
cool.
put his arm around my shoulder and says, "Hey, come on in here and just meet some people." I'm this unemployed corporate guy. And, Van just allowed me to move into the space as I was a job seeker, until I realized that I was actually supposed to be an accidental entrepreneur. But Van changed my life, and the Middleton Chamber in the relationships has changed my life, my business. It's who you know, right? But,
Absolutely. What a great shout out to Van. I love that.
yeah,
I love that. We got to meet Van in Madison last year. Mm-hmm. So what are 3 tips you would like to give, or you would give, to a struggling small business owner?
Hire a coach.
Yes.
Is that just 3 words? Hire a coach.
I was going to say that 3 times. Hire a coach, hire a coach, hire a coach. And I kind of mean it. but it's the outside perspective on your business and getting experts to help you, not to make you like everybody else, but really to help you be more like yourself. This thing about fitting in, and this over here, more feral, is one of my emotional pillars for 2023. And it's not about the cat doing its business under a porch. It's about an animal is made to live a certain way. And I mean that as a human, an individual. I'm wired a certain way. I have a certain experience. I know how to be myself and be successful as myself. That is what I would give as advice for a small business person. Figure out what your essence is, figure out what your superpower is, figure out what your passion is, and go do that. And don't worry about the fact that nobody else makes cupcakes with bacon on top. If that's what you love, go do that. Because in the world, there may be 0.5% or 2% that really like that. And that's enough to make your business go. The trick is not shaping your product to go and make it what the people want. The trick is knowing what you're great at and going to find the people that need that.
Wow.
That's the tough part too. Absolutely.
It's really hard. You got to believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because so many people are trying to fit in with what everybody wants, and that's a great reminder. Well, we thank you so much for being on.
Oh, we've got a question on the screen.
We got a question.
You want me to read it? Can you run a successful business doing something you hate?
It depends on your definition of successful. I think you can survive doing a business you hate. I don't actually think you can become renowned and great at it, and you probably won't ever love it. So if loving your business and loving your life are important, you can't achieve that in a business you hate.
Thanks for the question, Dan.
Yeah, that was good. That was a great question, I think.
Okay. No more questions?
No more questions.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on the show today, AJ. You can find AJ over in Madison, Wisconsin. He's not too far away from us. And we have a page for you on the website, theknackshow.com/AJ Sue. So everybody can reach out to him there. Do you have any specials or offers or anything coming up that you'd like to share with our audience today?
Only that I'll buy you the first cup of coffee. I want to meet everybody and have the coffee, so let's talk.
And a cupcake?
I'm in. AJ, I'm in.
You should add a cupcake to that coffee, and then you'll get all sorts of people.
Absolutely. Right. Well, and I like the business name, Coffee House Coach. That's pretty cool. Get a cup of coffee with the Coffee House Coach. I love it.
It's good work if you can get it. Just chatting, drinking coffee, no homework, good people. How fun is that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks again. It was great to meet you.
Pleasure. Have a great day.
You too, AJ. Thank you. Go Card. Sorry, that's
you had to wait till he was off screen to do it. You had to wait till he was off screen.
I kind of wanted to hear it, but not be able to respond.
I heard it. Okay, so it looks like Claire is in the house.
Hey, we're so happy she got it working.
Claire became a master Psych K facilitator in February 2020, affording her the privilege of assisting people around the world. She's assisted people to heal and free themselves from various traumas and stresses in their lives. In July 2020, during a process of transforming her perception of a stressful situation, Claire received her vision to positively impact 1 million lives. This will be achieved through the services she offers. Wow, she's got some.
How many people is she going to reach by being on shows like this even, right?
1 million.
1 million.
Oh, wait, that wasn't, you weren't asking for an answer. Yeah,
that's
a lot.
That's fine. Claire collaborates, one of my favorite words, with numerous practitioners who aim to assist individuals to lead healthier, happier lives mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. She's able to assist people not only from the knowledge, theory, and processes she has acquired and mastered, but more importantly, because of her extensive personal and professional experience. Claire has used these processes to help her transform from feeling like a victim of circumstances to a victor and in control of creating her own life. Wow.
We're so excited you're here, Claire. I'm so glad you got your camera working.
Thank you. Well, here in South Africa, we get plenty of opportunities to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm in a building that has solar power. So I don't have to worry about load shedding. I just had some, who knows, my laptop was playing some games with me just to add a little bit more interest and spice to this event.
Can you explain the load sharing situation in the last 2 weeks?
Okay, so load shedding is where they switch off places. So everywhere is on a schedule. So they will switch us off for between 2 and 4 hours at a time, and then we don't have power. And the theory behind it is to try and manage the demand, and so that our generation units don't completely collapse. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So a lot of people are switching to solar, and it's quite a challenge working, because the problem also is if you've got backup power for your router, if the cell phone towers or the internet service providers systems go down, you can have your power, but nothing happens. So that happened last week, where for 3 days there was no internet or even cell phone signal.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Because the towers went down.
Can you imagine 3 days without that around here?
No, I actually would love it. But hate it at the same time.
Me too.
It sounds wonderful and horrible.
Except for you have young daughters, so just think your words there.
Yeah. So we get lots of challenges to help us, make us really appreciate the small things in life, like electricity. And I just had to laugh. I'm like, okay, what else? But luckily I could use a little tool that we have in Psyche, putting us back into the whole brain position. So if you're ever stressed out, it's a case of crossing any wrist over any wrist, rotating your hands, and clasping, either fold them into your chest or down into your lap, and then cross your ankles. And you can stay like this until you feel calmer, or whatever the positive of whatever you were feeling before. And once you're feeling in a better state, uncross your ankles, uncross your hands, place your fingertips together like you're holding a ball. And this then locks in that new, calmer, happier, whatever state it is you wanted. And once you're ready, so 10 seconds or as long as you feel necessary, and then you release. And the more we do that, the more we're in the whole brain state, which is both our hemispheres, right and left, working together, which means that we access better solutions, better thinking. So it's a really easy tip. If you're getting frustrated in the supermarket line or any queue or anything like that, or you're getting like me when I was going to go and have one of my teeth pulled out, I sat in the whole brain state before I went in. While I was in the chair, I was in the whole brain state, just lying like this. And it was the most amazing experience. And the best part, it was a learner dentist, i.e. someone who's still training to be a dentist. It was the most blissful, easy experience.
Wow.
And I've only had terrible experiences before that. So, and also I've done a balance about it.
When they're talking about the dentist.
Yeah. And I've done a balance about my body easily releases the tooth. And I was just blown away by how much better and easier it made the whole process. So really that put Psyche for me in a different perspective. And I was like, wow, this is such a phenomenal process. So I love sharing it and hoping that people will learn the process themselves. And if they don't want to learn the process, to connect with myself or any of the facilitators around the world who can help them to shift whatever it is that they are looking to shift and change and get unstuck.
Beautiful.
So then how do you eat an elephant? With your friends? By yourself?
Bite, bird by bird.
Yeah.
I love elephants. I don't want to eat an elephant. I know the analogy. So I would say, yes, if you've got a situation that you're dealing with, it's look at it. Which part can I do without feeling too overwhelmed? Let's just focus on this little bit and do that bit. And then let's do this little bit. And as we tackle each bit and ask for help from family, friends, colleagues, just look at what are the opportunities out of it, and then just tackle it one little piece at a time. Don't worry about the rest of it. Just focus on that one little thing, that one little step that you can take, that one little bit of action. And then what's the next little bit and the next little bit? So yeah, so I wouldn't eat an elephant because I love them too much. We've got beautiful, and they're such majestic creatures.
You can
but
eat
yeah.
the side dishes with me. We'll avoid the elephant. We'll help everyone get to the elephant, and then we're out.
Yeah. So
Right.
cupcakes wouldn't be mine, but cheesecake, a baked
There you go.
cheesecake would be
There you go.
fantastic.
Ooh.
How do you eat a whole baked cheesecake? One little mouthful at a time.
There you go. There you go. Tell us about one big failure that later was realized as a success for you.
So this is going to seem quite strange to people, but I only wanted to get married once, and that was for life. So I waited until I was 28 because I always said I wasn't going to get married before I'm 28. Anyway, find the love of my life, and later on we get married. So about 7 years after we met, we get married, and 16 years later we're living in my dream place. And then suddenly on 9/11/2020, my whole life went like just shattered into a million pieces. And I was like, what? And I'd had 19 years of learning about how we think and act and why we say what we do and all this kind of stuff. So that helped me with going, whew, I've faced a lot of stuff, but this is like DEFCON, whatever that's like the worst. I was like, okay, just one thing at a time. Anyway, so for 7 years and 4 months, I tried to figure out what had happened. How had I lost job, home, husband, kids, everything go psh, like this in less than 20 hours? And I couldn't find the answers. I was trying every process, every thing that I could find to try and find answers, and I couldn't. Anyway, one day I stumbled across Psych-K, and I then went and learnt it. And funnily enough, it was on my parents' wedding anniversary, what was our anniversary, and my birthday. And I was like, if that isn't divine timing, some magical plan, here it is. And in that weekend, I learned the process, but I also got to change some beliefs and work with other people on their beliefs. And immediately on that Monday, things had shifted. And within the days and the weeks that followed that, I then did other work. And I was amazed at how, life had actually been trying to teach me these lessons all along for the first 38 years of my life. But I wasn't listening up until 2012. Then it was basically 46 years by the time I learned Psych-K. So all this experience, and I didn't get the lesson. So it went like, sure, we really need to get her attention somehow. So we go, okay, let's give her all of them all at once in one big, massive event, one nuclear bomb, just obliterate everything, get her to start from scratch. And in Psych-K and in learning that, so actually, although I wouldn't have wanted my marriage to end, I still wouldn't have, if I could change him, I wouldn't have wanted it to end. But actually, out of it was the catalyst for an amazing journey of self-discovery and also learning this beautiful tool in order to help other people not spend 7 years and 4 months trying to figure out why their relationship or their marriage ended. So yeah, so my marriage ending was actually a massive failure, losing 5 roles out of 7. But actually, it was actually a success because I finally got it. It's like, dung, dung, dung.
Wow, that's great. So, it's not great that all happened all at once, but the way that you've taken a hold of it and changed your life around is awesome. And if everybody can do that when they're faced with that same situation, that would be a wonderful thing for everybody.
Absolutely.
So what makes your business stand out, and why do people love what you do?
So the thing is that I not only know the modality in order to help them, but it's about how quick we can address whatever's going on. And because I've got that experience, I've been there, done that. So it's not just me saying, well, this is the theory. I've actually done it in my life. So it's a case of like, yeah, I know it's painful, but we can get through it. One little step at a time, one little action, one little belief, changing one subconscious program at a time. So they love it because it's easy to do, because sometimes we don't know what the problem was. So for me, all of the things that were actually the issues that killed my marriage were actually in my subconscious. There were limiting beliefs I was completely unaware of. There were subconscious programs I was completely unaware of. And all of the processes are done were conscious mind processes. They were looking in the wrong place. So with this, it's beautiful because everybody can say, answer the question, how are things now? In your finances, in your relationship, at work, wherever it is, whatever area they want to work on. And we go, okay, so that's how it is now. How would you like it instead? Because sometimes we can answer that question. What is it we don't want? We can answer that much easier than what we do want. So we go, how are things now? This. How would you like it? This. Great. Okay, so what are the beliefs that we need to support that new thing that we want? And then we work out a beautiful little statement that works and communicates directly with the subconscious. And within a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, we've changed that belief. And sometimes they have the most amazing realizations, profound stuff. So it's quick, simple, and I'm really good at listening to find out what's actually underneath what they're saying.
On small business owners or people that are going through a divorce
or trauma
or can you define a little bit more who your types of clients are?
So yes, so I can actually work with anybody. The two main ones, and I'll tell you why. So people who are going through some kind of relationship stress, and business owners, because it's all relationship. So everything, relationships either add joy and happiness to our lives, or they add stress and upset. And so we want to change those things because those interactions impact us on a daily basis. And so those two groups are the ones I want to speak to, because with the parents or the parents of children, those children are being programmed negatively by the events that they're having to experience. And so if we can work with the parents, it automatically makes things better for the children. And the same thing with the business owners. If they are facing challenges as a business owner or within their own relationships, it does have an impact on the people below them or within their organization. So those two are the core of who I want to help, because helping them immediately helps the people underneath them, because our interactions change and the way we respond to stresses and things are adjusted, improved. We deal with things better.
Absolutely.
And she can work with, I think, with anybody, anywhere. With
Absolutely.
The resources of Zoom. So
yeah.
Zoom is fantastic for that. So I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today, Claire. We do have a page on our website for Claire to connect with her. If you'd like to find out more information, it's at connectshow.com/Claire Van ZYL. Do you have an offer, event, or anything you'd like to share with our audience today?
Yes. So I have a 3-package session so that we can really get started and focus on a particular area. 3 sessions for $250. And that then includes transforming any stresses or traumas, because those things from childhood or life really do impact us badly. So we want to get those processed quickly. Best thing is we don't have to talk about it. So we can, because we don't want to re-traumatize the body, and the subconscious doesn't know the difference between something you're imagining or something that's actually happening. It believes it's happening right now. So it's the 3 sessions, $250. It's after the session support via WhatsApp or Telegram or email. So questions, little check-ins, and you can make some substantial changes in those 3 sessions on a particular area.
Nice.
That sounds like a beautiful offer. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. And thanks for the background support.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Glad it worked out. John is a wizard. So
yes,
absolutely.
All the props to John.
Yep.
Right? Absolutely. Thank you. I'm going to leave this one for you, Mitch, because it's been quiet for you up here. So what do you think?
It has. Well, usually I'm sitting back there and I'm just watching.
So it's been so nice to have you up here.
I got to involve them.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, sure. Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
I know. Tell me about it. I have to do it every week.
You can handle it. You can handle it.
But super, I just think it's when you hear the different perspective of how people look at coming at coaching and coming at helping other people, kind of like AJ and Claire, totally different backgrounds, totally different, locations, whatever it might be. But both with such great energy. Absolutely. And I think what they can bring to the table, what they bring to the people they're helping, is when you find that coach, when you find that person that makes sense for you, to have that team to help you to eat the elephant, that it's not just you, but like whether it's your friends or it's your coaches or it's teammates or whatever it might look like, you're able to be so much more successful. And I think that's, so whatever you're dealing with, with Claire on the personal side and on the business side, and then AJ certainly with the small businesses, it's really inspirational to see all these people out here who are succeeding themselves, but they're succeeding by helping others and doing things, again, to your word, collaboratively.
Yes. And the reason that I asked you that is because you kind of did the upfront research on the guests, not really knowing what you're going to meet because these two weren't in person, right? So getting to do the research and then sitting up here for the whole thing, because sometimes you're able to stay and sometimes you're able to go. So I was curious what your thoughts were on the recap. So
yeah, the guests today were really, really good. Although I know both of them personally, so I was really excited to have them on the show today. AJ, I don't think I've ever met AJ. I've never met either one in person before.
IRL? Never met them IRL?
No, never in person. But we've connected a few times over Zoom already and seen each other networking events. And I just love what they're doing and their passions and their beliefs. So
I don't find sometimes still a Zoom one-on-one, I still find can be almost as personal as sitting next to somebody when you're doing it one-on-one and you're trying to have a coffee. Yeah, you're
gotta
not.
Be present.
Right.
You got to make sure you're present.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And if you buy into it, then I agree. You can be just as engaged.
It can.
But you can't be checking your phone or checking email.
No, you got to be
just
right
like
there.
if you're sitting and having coffee with somebody.
Yeah.
You can't be on your phone.
No.
And we all know those people. And
I've had people do that
crazy,
to me on a personal one-on-one, and I've gotten a better connection off Zoom sometimes. So still working on building those relationships, which I love.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank all of our volunteers for helping out behind the scenes today, doing all the things, the newsletters, the website, all the different things. We've got a good amount of people helping us. If you'd like to help us also, please reach out. And next week, we're excited for our show having John. I don't know how to say that person's last name. Danny Schley and Jessica Dragon. Jessica has been on the show once before, but I think she's bringing us some new material. So I'm excited to see that.
Exciting. Thank you everyone for joining us on the show today. Help our community grow by reaching out, inviting one person, at least, who doesn't know one person who you feel would benefit from being part of the journey. Like, subscribe. If you're on social, this act goes a long way in helping build our community. And reach out if there's something you like. Please comment. We will see you next time.
Hey guys, have